Welcome to Scratch Forum Replies. The anonymous weirdo writes this URL, and the topic of the forum is any ideas to get this project to run faster. The project says turn on turbo mode. When we run the project, we see that there's a FPS variable that says 2. So we can try turning on turbo mode, and the FPS variable still says 2. Let's take a look. There are 2 sprites in here. One of them says FPS, set FPS to 0, set timer to timer, repeat until timer is greater than timer plus 1, turn, change FPS by 1, so there are 2 variables called FPS in here. There are. The pixels sprite is what's making this static effect here. When flag is clicked, erase all the pen marks and create clones. Create clone says set clone to 0. Repeat 180, increase clone by 1. I assume, oh yeah, this variable is for this sprite only, which we know because it says pixels in front of it. And then create a clone of myself. So this is creating 180 clones of the original sprite. Then, when I start as a clone, pen up, go to x equals minus 240, y equals clone times 2 minus 182. So the first clone starts at the bottom, and the last clone is up on the top, and each of them is, there's one of these every 2 pixels. Set pen size to 1, and then forever, pen down and create picture. So we have 180 clones, all calling create picture in a tight loop. Now in create picture, we're repeating 480, changing x by 1, and at the end we reset x back to minus 240. So this is scanning across each of the 2 rows owned by this clone, and then it changes y by 1, and then scans backwards, and then resets y and x. One thing I'm wondering is if, without screen refresh is turned on in here, it is. And so I think one of the issues is that each of the 180 clones may be separately running this, so I'm wondering if we just have one clone that draws the whole screen, if that would actually be faster. So I guess the way that we would do that is instead of 180 clones, we'll just create one. There it is at the bottom. And then here y is increasing, so that should be fine. There used to be 180, so we'll need 180 repeat looping here. So each of the 180 times this loop will scan y up by 1. And then at the end, we'll set x back to some small value and y to clone 1 times 2 minus 182, so it's minus 180. If you do that in a single block. Not glad though. So every time through the y, I need to reset x. And then, now that we're only doing one row per this loop, this needs to be 360. Ah, and I see why you're scanning both ways before. So I'll have a direction variable. Initially set it to 1 up here, and then every time through the loop we will reverse direction. By multiplying this by -1. We don't actually need to pen down so much. This could just be penned down at the beginning after we move. And actually at this point, this is the only time we would pen up, I think. Oh, here we're still changing X by Y. So here, let's delete that. And here we're going to change X by direction. I do wonder about this FPS counter. Because what I could do instead is create a simple loop. What I did was import the sprite from this video into the project. It's over here. And then I disconnected this FPS counter. And then here, instead of forever create picture, what I can now do is attach it to the event. I don't really need this anymore. Clone. And then this one can be initialize. I actually don't even need a clone since there's only one of them. Which means I don't think this is used anymore. So, as it turns out, couldn't make it too much faster. Sweet project. If this video was useful, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the thumbs up button. See you next time.